The Dragonfly House Children's Advocacy Center is a 501c3 nonprofit agency serving child victims of abuse in Davie, Davidson, Yadkin, and surrounding counties. I'm Brandy Reagan, the director of the Dragonfly House. At our facility, we provide all of the services that a child victim of abuse would have to have, but we provide them in one place at one time to make the process easier for the child and their family. Let me take you on a tour of our facility. Our lobby is the first place the children come to when they arrive at our center. It is a warm and comforting environment and one that helps relax them and make them feel at home. This is also the first place where they start to receive services, which are our advocacy services. This is where they will be told everything that will happen to them. Their parents will be informed of the services that we'll provide while they're at our facility, and they'll also be giving information and resources to help them through this process. Every family that's here is the only family that's here during that time. We respect their privacy and we make sure that we can focus all of our attention on them while they're here. In our forensic interview room, we conduct age-appropriate, legally sound, fact-finding forensic interviews of children. Our goal is to limit the number of times that children have to talk. In this room, it is just the interviewer and the child talking about what happened. The first thing we have to do is establish that the child understands rules and the difference between the truth and a lie. Then we have to tell them that they're being recorded. As part of the recording, we have 3 cameras, one on the child, one on the interviewer, and then we have one in the ceiling that shows that there is nobody else in this room influencing either the interviewer or the child's statements. Once that happens, we get into the child's disclosure and their statement of what happened to them. This will be different for each child depending on the type of abuse that occurred. If this interview is done correctly, then while not taking the place of the child being in court, it can be used to play the child's statement in court. Now let me take you to our observation room. While the interview is taking place in the interview room, the workers involved in the case, such as law enforcement, social services, and other agencies, including District Attorney's Office, are in this observation room watching a live feed of the interview as it's taking place. This is where they will also discuss the case, get as much information sharing as possible, and before the interview is complete with the child, the interviewer will step into this room and ask the workers involved if there's anything else that they need to obtain before the close of the interview. That may be getting more information, clarifying specific details, anything that would prevent the child from having to be re-interviewed again. We want to get as much information as possible this one time that they're here. The observation room is also where we hold our pre- and post-case staffings. This is prior to the appointment starting and at the end of the appointment. All of the workers involved, again, law enforcement and social services, our physician, and the interviewer, will gather in this room and discuss all of the facts that came from the case to make sure that we're all on the same page and we can make the best decision as possible as a team in the best interest of the child. Now let me take you to our medical examination room. Our medical examination room is where the doctor will first conduct an extensive medical history. The medical history is where she will gain information that can be red flag indicators that the abuse did indeed occur, timing with the child's disclosure. Once the medical history is complete, the child will pick out a t-shirt and a blanket and have a full head-to-toe physical. Then, based on the type of abuse that occurred, we'll determine what she does next in her medical process. If it's a sexual abuse allegation, she'll spend more time in the genital area, doing an external check and using our colposcope to take microscopic pictures of the genital area looking for any kind of injuries that may have occurred on the child. If it's a physical abuse case, she will check the body for any kind of healing scars, fractures, bruises, and document those with the camera. And if it's a neglect case, she is looking for any kind of growth inefficiencies with the child, as well as checking their teeth and gums and other types of things that could be damaged through neglect cases. We see boys and girls ages birth through 17, and these exams are not the same type of exams that you would have at a general pediatrics office or even at the hospital. These exams are conducted by a pediatrician who is highly trained and specialized in child abuse pediatrics. In order to have a complete and thorough investigation in child abuse cases, the child must be seen by specialists in the field of child abuse, and that has to include the medical examination. Now let's go to where the healing begins. Our therapy room is where children come on an ongoing basis to receive the help that they need to begin the change in breaking the cycle of abuse. This is where the healing begins. Studies show that children who receive therapy following a traumatic incident will have more positive outcomes. The children who come to our office for therapy are able to come for as long as they need, at no charge to them. In Japanese culture, the dragonfly represents hope and change, which are qualities we try to instill in every child who comes through our doors. We are heading into our 5th year of service, and every year that we've been open, we have worked with more children than the year prior, anticipating nearly 400 children for this coming year. We are primarily grant and community funded, but as grants are being reduced and the number of children we see continues to rise, your support is more important now than ever. When considering your charitable giving, think of the Dragonfly House. There are plenty of options for donating financially. We also have options for donating your time, such as volunteering in our office or on a committee, or serving on our board of directors. You can make a difference. Contact us to find out more about how you can help the Dragonfly House.